Hi, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Hi, Patrick.
Welcome everyone. I hope everyone was having a good day today. So market was giving you many opportunities. So I hope you was enjoying it. You was taking out something from the market. If not, I hope you was disciplined in taking your losses and also in taking your profits. So trade your plan as usual. But now I think it's time for speaking about blind spots. But before we do this, as usual, our risk disclaimer only for a few seconds.
All right. So I think today we're going to talk more about blind spots. And what I did, I just posted in the comments the session we did last week because that session was really educational focused. So it's also available within the free academy, and it will show you exactly all the principle behind the blind spots. So we're gonna like kind of repeat some of the things that we talked about last week today as well. But if you missed it, you can find it under our live section here in our YouTube channel. Scroll down to blind spots, and you can access the video there. You can also find it within our academy. It's free to create an account, so please use that. But today, let's jump into blind spots, and then we're going to look at some example from today, and then please send any questions that you have directly into the comments. So the blind spot indicator, as you can read here, it's really an indicator that is designed to help you simplify the read of the option market, the option data, and simplify the way you plot this into your charts so that you can have at your disposal a lot of information that is processed on the back end, but from your side is really a simple line on a chart that can really tell you a very important story. So that's why we created the indicator with the input of you, Patrick, when you first joined a few months ago, where as a trader, looking at too many charts will make it confusing and will actually cause maybe the opposite effect, which is really giving you false signals and maybe like even causing you to have greater losses because you're actually digesting too much information, and then looking at different charts can give you different signals. So therefore, it might have an impact on your strategy. So the blind spots are based on the principle of correlation, right? Correlation is very important in finance, and we know this because, for example, if we monitor the VIX or the SPX, they tend to move very closely. So obviously opposite correlation, but they are very influenced by each other. So by monitoring those two assets, you can actually get confirmation or better decisions. But the same happens with stocks. So for example, if we see a stock like Nvidia popping up on a day, that obviously has an effect on the S&P 500, on the Nasdaq, on other assets that are correlated, on maybe suppliers or competitors of Nvidia, right? So that correlation really will help you better time the market and better get information. But in order to access that correlation, you need a lot of data. You need a lot of information. You need to be able to process all that data. So that's why we are now creating an indicator that can help you exactly do that. So here, let's just introduce some really standard and typical correlation within finance. So we know that stock indices and bond prices are negative correlated. We have a inverse correlation of gold and USD, equities and VIX, stock indices and commodities, and so on. But why is this important, right? Because again, looking at Mag 7, right? Here we have 30% of the index is made by 10 companies. So if Nvidia or Microsoft were to move, suddenly the index move with you, and therefore the whole market. The other thing that we are going to spend a couple of minutes is the importance of option volumes, the growth of option volumes. So by analyzing the option volume of correlated assets that move with your asset that you're trading can also help you get decisions, right? So then it becomes like, okay, so now let's go into the chart and what are the blind spots indicator and why are they important? Essentially, the output is really those lines that you see in the chart, but the power behind is computational power. So our team has developed a very complex algorithm that looks at option data, asset correlation, historical information. And what we do is we create those levels throughout the day that will help you to define your trading plan. So we are going to start from a good example from today, which is looking at Dow Jones. And the reason why we choose Dow Jones is because if we go back to our presentation, Dow Jones doesn't really have a lot of option activity. And actually, it doesn't actually have any option activity. So I don't know if you guys can see here, but there's not much open interest coming from the futures options on Dow Jones, right? So how can we then use gamma levels, looking at option flow, to potentially trade the Dow Jones? And that's why we can now do that with blind spots, because if the S&P 500 move, the Dow Jones will move. And if the DIA in this case moves, which is the ETFs following the Dow Jones, suddenly the Dow Jones moves with it. So what we've done here is we plotted the Dow Jones blind spots together with the converted blind spots from DIA, right? And in order for us to go and get this data, we can come back in the bot and we can simply type in our blind spots command. I type in my list and I can type in DIA, YM1, and then I get the data. Then I copy this text, I come into my blind spots level indicator, add this text here, and then the levels are plotted into the chart. So as we can see, very clear from today, blind spot 3 from DIA was a pivot point for a correction during the day. And then also we had our blind spot level 4 was a congestion area for the day on DIA, and blind spot level 10 on YM. And then we have all these kind of like area here, which was also a big reaction area. I don't know if you want to add anything, Patrick, there.
No, it's absolutely right what you were saying. So it's amazing to see how it works, and I find it personally very, very powerful, especially for the JM. So add also the DIA ETF blind spots, because as you know, there we have not so much data on it. Yeah. So and I found it personally most powerful to add also the DIA on this, so that we see the difference. So if we add the DIA also, we get a better view. And don't feel shy to experiment a little bit. So this is your tool. So that's your system, and you have to build your system around your strategy with MenthorQ. So for this reason, hey, try an error. So find something useful for you. I find it personally useful for me to add also the DIA ETF as the blind spots there, plot this there to have a better idea what's going on. And perfect, it works perfect today. Good example. And yeah, I like it.
Yeah. And then we can move out and let's look at a completely different asset, right? So let's go on crude oil. So again, crude oil, obviously we have our gamma levels on crude oil. So here what we have our two indicators, we have our blind spots, and we have our crude oil. So as you can see today, so first we have a big break of the 1-day max, and then we go all the way up to the core resistance. But then there is a lot of like congestion here. So imagine that you didn't have these levels here. What would you do? So if you were like, trading crude oil here, what would you do? Like, would you think it's gonna stop? It's gonna continue? But what if we add blind spots? You have a clearer picture coming from assets that are correlated. So we're talking about ETFs that are in the commodity space, companies that are in the commodity space. So you clearly have a congestion of levels all throughout together. So within this range, within this 20 points range here. And as we can see, that area was well respected. We saw a big pop after the 1-day max was broken, a big congestion, and then now we are bouncing back here on the JAX2, and let's see what happens in the next few few hours and tomorrow. But that is also like the same principle. So we added blind spots, we added our gamma levels. Again, without that, what could you have done? How could you have see if the trend was ending? What would have been your point, right? So clearly, right here, big rejection of that level.
Yeah, and something what I can add to this, Fabio, is people speaking about very often, hey, there are so many levels on my chart, this confused me, and when I know why is blind spot 3 and 5, and what is the difference between the blind spot levels, what impact have the blind spot levels, and I can tell you something. So if you've been new on MenthorQ, don't look in the blind spots number. Look always what is in the play. Don't ask too much, hey, why is now blind spot 5, why we see now the shift on blind spot 5. Blind spot 5 have not so much overlappings compared to blind spots 1. That's right, but it's always important to see what levels are in the play. And this was clearly to see that blind spot 5, blind spot 2, blind spot 3, call resistance, 1-day max, this was the area what was in the play. And this is the interesting area in the moment. So of course, if we're looking to the big picture, if we zoom out, we see many other levels. But this is not in our focus. For example, high vol UDT, GAX 4, GAX 3, all the other levels, they are not in our focus. In the moment when we was hitting these areas, there's only these levels our focus. And this is something what you must understand. Look always to the levels where in the focus now, where in the play. And then you can react, you can observe, then you can see how this works, and maybe you can implementate this based on your A plus setup, based on your risk management, for profit taking, for open positions or something like this. But always looking into the levels where in the play.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to a different type of asset. So let's look at gold, and let's look at our futures. All right, and this is what we have today. So this was this morning. So again, levels from last night, big pop-up, put support all the way to the JAX3 BL10 level. This was basically the rejection point. So let's put it right here. And then again, we went all the way down to our BL put support level right here. And now we kind of stall around this area. So again, we can take away the gamma levels. Was a perfect move from blind spot to blind spot and almost the same level all the way up here.
Yeah, this was amazing.
Yeah. All right.
And this is on tick. So the levels are working on tick. So that's amazing. So
Yeah.
so maybe you remind yourself what we have in the morning, the discussion where people asking about some other levels. I will not talking about this again, but you can see how accurate this working. And we were speaking also about that the institutionals have much more power. They have many other tools. They have many other people around, many other technologies. And we giving you with the blind spot now and a tool where you can make hidden areas visible. And this is so powerful if you have this. So many people giving all the institutions the market bullshit. Hey, this is an unfair game. Yeah, maybe. But now we can make it a little bit more fair for you with the blind spots.
Yeah. Now let's move on to kind of like our tech sector. So here we have QQQ. Clearly we had a massive pop-up today. So I think QQQ closed up 2.53%. But at the same time, we see basically the blind spot level holding really well right here. So if you were looking for an area to get into the market, let's imagine that you missed the initial pop and you want to understand, okay, where can I get in? I think it's going to be a green day. What is my area? Where can I go into the market? You have now blind spot 8 kind of like giving you a support in your decision. So obviously we can't predict the future, but this was a great reaction area that caused the market to pop all the way up throughout the day.
Yes, that's right.
And then I think we also now have blind spots level on Bitcoin futures. So if you guys are trading crypto, you can now get gamma levels as well as blind spot level. And again, the price reaction here was beautiful. Last night we saw pop up of the 1-day max, a big momentum there. Look at how respected this area has been throughout the session. So this is blind spot 4, and then you have the break at the core resistance level right here.
And came back to blind spot 4.
And back all the way to blind spot 4, yeah. So it's kind of like magnet areas that can help you define your strategies, right?
And think about 1 minute with me together. So what is most of the time one of the biggest problems for us traders? It's to know to target when we go out of the market. Of the market. Most of the time we see, hey, I'm out of the market, and then the move is not done. So it goes much more higher. And with the blind spots, you have now also a tool where you have target areas. So where you can say, okay, if we going to the blind spot, for example, now blind spot 4, you was go in the market when we was going above 1-day max. So now first you can target blind spot 4 as partial profits to see how it reacts. And then you can work again with this. You can take again partial profits if you rebound or something like this. So you have now more and more target areas where you can say to yourself, hey, this is something where I can spread my risk with. This is something where I can use maybe as a stop loss. This is something where I can take for my partial profits. This is something where I can getting out of my of the market. So you have so many flexibilities based on your trading system. Remind yourself, it's all about based on your trading system, based on your A+ setup, based on your risk management. We giving you tools, we provide you tools where we can help you to improve your trading system.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that you have is the flexibility, right? Because right now we don't have blind spots on every stock, but again, you have the power with the indicator to convert any asset to another asset. So you could do things like, I want to convert QQQ blind spots to NVIDIA, right? If that makes sense for you. So then you go here, and now suddenly we haven't tested this, so this is a live demonstration. We're going now to our NVIDIA chart, and now we have our, sorry, I did it in the wrong indicator. Just take this out. And now we had, our blind spots here coming from QQQ. So obviously we saw a massive pop on NVIDIA. The blind spots are here, but the same blind spot 8 that you saw on QQQ is now available for you on the NVIDIA chart.
Yes.
All right.
Let's see. And I think, Fabio, let me add something here. I will share my stream for a minute, because you were saying about the flexibility. I think this is a really good point, and I will going through this with you about flexibility. I will give you only an example. Let me know if you can see my trading view, guys.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, perfect. So I have personally, so that's only my setup. So I have 10 indicators on my side from MenthorQ. So I have for the blind spots, so I can choose now, okay, I will plot only my blind spots here, as you can see. Or I can say, oh, I will have my blind spot and my gamma levels. Or I can say, okay, now I will add also my swing trading levels. So boom, now I have here my swing trading levels. So I have the full flexibility. So I can say, okay, take out the swing trading levels, take out the gamma levels. I want only see the blind spots. So you can build your system whatever you want. So, and I have when I will using, for example, the NQ, I make it a little bit more crazy. Why I will do this? Because I want personally the biggest flexibility what I can have. So, and I will show you this. So first things first. So blind spots on NQ. Yeah. So that's the blind spot and the NQ. Then I will add my blind spots from the NDX. Then I will add my blind spots from the QQQ. So then I have the full overview about the blind spots. So of course we are above everything, but no worries. So I can take this out. And then I have here my gamma levels. And then I can add again also the gamma levels from NDX. Then I can add again the gamma levels from QQQ so that I have a much better overview. You can see it, how it looks like. And then also you can say, okay, now I will have the swing trading levels, what we were speaking about here from the NDX. I can add now the swing trading levels from QQQ, very powerful. And last but not least, so I have, for example, SOXX, XLK. So the gamma levels now plot here. So I see here 1-day max, SOXX. So I have the full flexibility. And at the end, let's plot Microsoft, let's plot Apple. So you can do whatever you want. You can build your powerful trading system. You can build whatever you want. So only as example, and this is something what I was built on my side, so that I have the full flexibility, whatever I have. So I have no other tool where I have flexibility like this. And if you need help to set up same system what I have, so we have the one-to-one Zoom calls. We can speak about this. I can help you to set up everything when you want the flexibility. But this is so powerful if you have this. And it's really easy to set up. The setup needs maybe 20 minutes. But after this, it's so easy and it works perfect. And I think this was something what I want to show you guys to that you can see, that you get any idea how flexible we can be. So we can plot everything, whatever we want. So, and if someone is telling you, hey, I was not seeing any levels, bullshit. There are always levels. So it's based on how you're looking into this. We have also like today, when you was seeing no levels, maybe we was going above everything, then you can go into the net checks. Then we can look into the net checks. Where are the next areas? Then we can go into multi-net check. So we have always levels. So there's always levels. We are nothing above everything. So this would be quite impossible. So then we must have the next Black Friday or Black Monday, or call it whatever you want. And this must be really crazy. But normally we have everything. 99.9% we have everything. All right. And don't forget the height and FIP levels. Oh yeah, my friend, you're right. Jesus, how I can forget this.
Yes, I think to answer your question, Aaron, again, we are giving you the top 10 JAX levels that will be relevant for that day, but it can be that on days like today, the price moves so much that those 10 JAX levels are broken. But again, if you come to the net JAX chart, if you come to the multi-expiration chart, you will see additional areas that could be relevant for you. Obviously, we can't plot all the levels in the chart, otherwise you would have so many lines here and it wouldn't really be as actionable as it is. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, and Aaron, as I was showing before, and only to answer your question, So if you have a system where it's really flexible, what you have with MentorQ, I will show you this again. So there's always levels. So let's talk about, we was talking about in the morning session, 9 a.m. to 9:15, about the swing trading levels. All right, let's make the swing trading levels visible. So that's from the NDX. So please never tell me that we have no levels. We have here levels. We have the swing trading levels. That was perfect in play. Then we can add also the QQQ swing trading levels. Wow, we have high concentration in this area. All right, so now let's look into this, what the individual stock have. So we have NVIDIA one-day maxes here. We have Microsoft one-day maxes here, call resistance from Microsoft. And then also let's look into the other ETFs, SOXX, XLK. So one-day max, XLK, one-day max, SOXX. So what I will tell you, so you have the flexibility. So you can add now all levels what you want to your chart and going through this. So this is one of my morning routine. I add all levels and then I'm going through this. I plot everything what I have to see first where I have high concentration. And this is something what I was telling you every time, looking first where you have high concentration. High concentration, we have here high concentration, boom, in this area. So let's delete all drawings. So let's draw this again. So we have here high concentration. So this is a really big, meaningful level. I have no idea why, but this is something big, meaningful. Then we have this area here, where's also really big, meaningful. And also this area here, really big, meaningful. And this is something what I have every day in the morning. So if I take this out, or the indicators out, hide the indicators, boom, then I have something. And it was working perfectly today. So look at this here, 950. So we were seeing, we came back, boom, we touched this here, we touched this here. And it was before the market was open, the US stock market. You get the levels early. Fabio, please tell the people when we update our levels. So you get the full picture before.
Yeah,
So
so the levels are updated by 7 p.m. Eastern and on stocks, ETFs, and indices, and by 11 p.m. Eastern on futures.
perfect. So you was seeing this picture clearly if you set up MentorQ really well, that you have the full flexibility, and if you have problems on your side, and if you want me that I will set this up together with you based on your trading strategy, I will do this. I will take the time. You can book the call with me. You can have the same system what I have, and then you have the full flexibility. Only a small reminder. So with MentorQ, you have the full flexibility, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Patrick. So let's go through maybe the question from Don. What is the difference in net multi-expiration regarding the first expiration and the expiration with the highest checks? And then this is a follow-up question. For example, today the core resistance for the first expiration was a 565, but the highest checks was a 572. So essentially, Don, think about the option chain being a big matrix, right? So that's why we call it matrix, because we have access to all the expirations, all the different expiry on any asset in the future. So you could trade 0DTs, stock options, you could trade 5 days, 1 week, 1 month, right? So in the multi-expiration chart, what we show you is the first two charts are the 0DTE and the next DTE. So let's actually, before we show this chart, let's actually bring in the chart. So if we look at SPY in this case, what we show you is the 0DTE option and the 1DTE. And if you are trading a stock like NVIDIA, this will become the weekly, the first week expiration and the second week expiration. So it would be tomorrow's expiration and next week, next Friday. And then we have the second two expirations that are the two highest expiration with the highest checks. So most of the time it will be the monthly expiration. So in this case, we see 18th of October, which is the third Friday of the month, and then we have here we have September. So we rank it by the expiring jacks because it can become very relevant. So if there is a lot of jacks expiring, that expiration has a lot of information that could be valuable. And you can see the same right here. So here you have September 20 with 30% jacks, and then you have September 30 here with 14%, and then you have this one here, which is 16%. So those are the same data that you see in this matrix. Okay. All right. It's okay, Don. There's a lot of questions that are not related to blind spots. So if you please want to send them in the Discord, because otherwise we are gonna go out of topic. But if you wanna send it in the Discord, please come to our support chat here, and we'll answer all those questions about skew. Very, very good questions, but it's kind of like off topic from the blind spots. So I don't want to like go into another direction, but thank you for your questions. So please reach out to us and send us an email. We can also answer to you by email if you want. All right. Any other question, guys? Do you have any questions, Patrick?
No, I'm good. So I want to show you first, and this is for me the most important thing, is to show you the flexibility of MenthorQ. You were seeing this. You have the full flexibility. You can set up everything. The second thing, what is more important for me than the first thing, you can add everything to your trading strategy. Whatever is useful for your trading strategy, you can add this. And we are here. Fabio is here. You can book also a call with Fabio. You can book a call with me, and we will help you. So today was a really good example. One of the community member was under trial. So he was writing. He have some questions, and we was set up the Zoom call in less than 1 hour. And here we go. He came in and he get this. So here you can see this. Please send me a DM, and I will check my DM. Boom, we were setting up the call in less than 1 hour. So everything is possible. You are not alone. We help each other. We are a team. So this is the next part. And what I would add also is like the blind spots is a really effective tool to help you to make things visible what you maybe not see. And if you want to improve your risk management, if you want to improve your take profits, if you want to improve your partial profits, blind spots can help you very well. And I think this is something where everyone should be think about. And this is something what I would be at the end.
Yeah. And if I can add one thing, let me just share this. So if you want to learn more about blind spots and everything, just come here, create a free account, and you get access to a lot of free information. So first you have all our guides. And here we have, for example, a section under product that would talk about blind spots level, why use them on YM in this case, uncover hidden opportunities, and you have everything that we discussed in this presentation and why you should use them. So this is the guide. If you are a futures trader, we have a blueprint. We have how can you use MenthorQ for futures trading. If you are doing forex and crypto, again, we have a solution for you as well. But the most important is really accessing the free academy lessons. So you have one lesson, one course actually directed on blind spots. So as you can see, you click here. This is all free for you. All these are available for you. So very, very easy. come here, create a free account, and then you can access all these lessons. I think we have over 10 courses that are free, probably 40, 50 lessons for you available there.
Yep. And don't forget, we have also our YouTube channel where you have really good sessions recorded. The live are recorded, so you can go and choose this. We always share gold nuggets with you. Also other videos, what we was doing for you. So amazing content. There's always something for learn to you. And yeah, so and again, if you have any questions, send us a message in the Discord or send us an email, info@mentorq.com. And yeah, you are more than welcome to join us.
Yeah, and tomorrow morning we're going to do a close of the week live at 9. Similar to what we did today, we're going to look at data pre-market, and then we're going to look at how to prepare for the end of the week. Tomorrow is Friday, so hopefully it will be a good day for everyone. And yeah, if you have any questions, please send us an email, find more information about us here, and then we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you again, Patrick, for your time. And I know it's late where you are, so I really appreciate your timing.
Yeah. Welcome, Balo. Big shout out to you, my friend. See you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye.